So welcome to another video. Got the orange TCR Advanced Pro. We're going to stick this in the work stand behind me and we're going to have a look and we're going to see if we can get these gears sorted and figure out why they're not quite shifting properly. As I mentioned in the previous video, when I was washing it the other day, it did slip and it did fall probably about 6 inches and land on the rear mechanism without the rear wheeling, so I suspected it had bent it. I'd already had a look with my straightening tool, with my alignment tool, and I thought it was right, but it's still not quite operating correctly, so we'll have another look. Before we put that in there, whenever you're doing mechanical jobs on your bike, tinkering or whatever, you've got to have the important things. You've got to have a drink, so in my case, coffee. Cheers. Right, it's still a bit hot because I've just made that, so let's put it in the stand. I'm going to turn it this way. Let's bring the stand this way a little bit, and then this like that. So you'll notice I'm not clamping it on the top tube or the down tube. We'll put it on the seat post. So if I line it up and line the camera shot up, so that's pretty much now looking at the screen on the camera, so you're looking parallel down the bike, which is where we're going to want to be looking. And I'm going to just tilt the camera down a bit. Right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the rear mechanism onto the smallest cog and big chainring. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and I'm going to see if the cage is vertical and parallel to the axis of the wheel. So I need to stand with my head behind the camera. My head in front of the camera, sorry. Let's have a look. I'm standing here. And I need to position the bike angle. I want it this way. That rear new tyre is really wearing quick. Right, let's have a look again. It didn't look bent. So let's have a look next and see . Right, do the next one then. Let's check the alignment again. So we're going to take the mechanism off. Allen keys. 5, I think. Or is it 4? 4. That one. I think it's a 4. No, it is 5. I was right. 5. So take the mech off. just going to take the wheel out and I'm going to check that the actual hanger is tight in the drop out. Looks tight. I have ordered a new one anyway. Side plates don't look bent. Let's put the wheel back in. So yeah, it feels tight, it's not wobbling, it's not loose. Put the wheel back in. Make sure it's up on both sides. Doesn't matter anyway, because of what I'm going to do. I'm going to check the alignment next. So, right, gear hanger alignment tool. We'll pull the end cap off, and then that screws into where the mechanism goes. And then we've got a slider bit that slides up and down, with a pin that you can slide in and out. Let's put that in there. Watch you don't get it cross-threaded. And then you want that tight, this tight. Now if I turn the wheel, the bike, so you can see. So what we're going to do is we're going to check at different positions. So we're going to check 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, or compare 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, and then 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. But because you could have a wobble on your wheel, to make sure that your dish could be wrong, to make sure that you're comparing the same point, like for like, use the same point on the rim and move the wheel. So we're going to do it where the valve is, and we're going to move the wheel each time. So let's start with 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So move that up, push the pin in till it just touches the wheel. And if I move again so you can see what I'm doing this way, you can see that there. And then we've got these little red things, they're just O-rings. I'm going to push that in just so it reminds me where we are. And then we're going to go down the bottom next. But as we turn it, it touches the tyre, so you have to pull it back out a little bit, come down, and then it doesn't line up, so we have to move it up and then get that at 6 o'clock, push it back in without disturbing your little O-ring. So hopefully in that shot now you can see that I've got my little O-ring touching there, but there's a bit of a gap to the rim, so it's not touching the rim. But at the top it was, so that means that the hanger's not straight, it's bent. So as I say, I have just ordered 2 new hangers, one to replace this one and a spare. But what we're going to try and do is straighten it. Now I have already tried this, coffee, and done it a bit, but clearly I've not done it enough. Now it's way off this way, so we need more. It's moving a lot, very much, which tells me it's probably about to snap. Now it just needs a little bit. So now it's only a fraction off. That's probably about a millimetre different now. Yeah, it's like a millimetre. So just a little bit. Still just a fraction. And that's the difficult bit, is trying to do it just a little bit without doing it too much. Because if you don't do it hard enough, it don't move. So you do that until you can get it as close as you can. 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock, and then you check it 9 o'clock and 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So I'll come back to you when I've done and got this, and then we'll do 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Right, we'll accept that. Now 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. It's out in this plane as well. And the problem is, as you tweak this one, it'll affect the other one. So that's right now that way. Just check it again. So that one went straight first time. Yep. So then we'll recheck 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah, finally. Right, so now take this off, put the mechanism back on, and then because we've adjusted the hanger, we need to recheck the high and low screw positions for the mechanism to make sure the gears are correctly set. Put this back on. Tighten it up. So an old style mechanism, so Phillips screwdriver, crosshead screwdriver, stand behind again, look, pull, and make sure that the bottom jockey wheel is underneath, which now it's not. So then we need to adjust that, and I can never remember which one it is. Let's do that one first. Not that one, must be that one. Stand behind and look again. That looks okay. And then go up. And then make sure it'll drop back down to it. high or big one. And again, this time we want to make sure it's not going to go that way, so push it. And you can actually look, ooh, I feel dizzy doing that. You can look at the position of the teeth and see if they're in line with the chain on the sprocket. Get them in the centre. You push it, make sure it's not going to go into your spokes, make sure it's in line. Check it, make sure it'll go back up. So then we want to do chain tension next. Sorry, cable tension. Big ring. Put it on the second gear. Stand behind. Look at it, and you want to adjust it so that it's tight enough so that the chain line is nearer the third sprocket than in the middle, but not making noise. There we go, just to change the camera on the battery, but now, after much faffing, it's working. It's working on the little ring, and so yeah, as I said, I don't know how much of that you saw when I was messing, but I did adjust the B-screw as well. I took the B-screw all the way out, which improved it slightly, let off a bit more tension, and we'll see how that goes on the road. I need to try it on the road, and if it's still not right, the next thing I'll do is when the new hanger comes, I'll fit the new hanger. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my new hanger in my toolkit that I carry on the bike in case it does snap on the road. Because I've tweaked it quite a bit, it could be weak. It's got a bigger probability to snap now. I just thought I'd give you that bit of insight into how I use the hanger alignment tool. Just remember that when you are using one afterwards and you put your mechanism back on, remember to recheck your limit screws because it will have moved the position. So I had to move those bottom, and particularly the bottom one, a lot, because it would have dropped off and jammed. So as always, thank you for watching. Please drop a comment if you want. Give us a thumbs up if you want, and please do subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you to all the subscribers. We're almost at 1,300 subscribers, so 4 more we need. That's all, 4 more when we're at 1,300. So thanks for watching, see you in the next one.